Hello and welcome to yet another episode in this series of Improving Your Resilience. Today we're going to talk about the link between improving your resilience and what you eat, and how can you eat the right things that will help you improve your resilience. In the whole bigger picture of this series, I said you can do stress management by working on your stresses, by working on your buffer, and by working on your perception. Today's episode fits in working on your buffer. Because of course, if you eat well and you are healthier, your buffer is going to be stronger. If you are sick, your buffer is weaker, and therefore your buffer cannot protect you that well against possible stresses. So I think this makes sense. So this also means that a healthy BMI, body mass index, is going to be important, because when you are a lot overweight, this has consequences for your health, possible risks for illnesses. When you're ill, you're not healthy, your buffer is going to be weak, and it's not going to protect you from stress, and it becomes a vicious circle. Now, what can we do? As you know, there are probably as many theories on food as there are people. So I'm not going to tell you this is how you should eat. You should become vegetarian. You should become vegan. This is really not my business at all. But I'm going to give you some general tips and tricks which are usually accepted by almost everybody. And then you decide for yourself what's right for you. Everybody's different, everybody's body's different, everybody's body needs different things, and that's very important. So even people who decide to go vegan or vegetarian because of what they believe in or for health reasons, many of them at some point might decide that they have to include some meat or some fish because their body requires it. Again, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying keep on listening to your body and don't do anything too drastic. Okay, so what are my tips? First of all, enough fruit and vegetables. I think this is a clear one. I think every single theory will agree with me, at least what the vegetables are concerned. So vegetables, all types of vegetables, ideally fresh, possibly also from the freezer, but not prepared with too much cream or from tins or glass jars where there's possibly some salt added. So as fresh as possible. Look at what's part of the season, have it cold, have it warm. Vegetables. In fresh soups, I love soups myself, juices, smoothies, vegetables all the way. I really miss vegetables if I don't have them enough. Like for instance, when I'm traveling and it's a bit harder to find, I really miss it. So I love vegetables. I also like fruit, but with fruit, there are lots of theories that say that maybe you shouldn't have too much because fruit has fructose, everything you know is sugar, and too much sugar could spike your blood. So careful. So some say it's better to have fruit either before your meal or a couple of hours later. You do as you please, but do have fruit. It's very healthy, vitamins, minerals, and you need it. Okay, 2 pieces a day is definitely not too much, except if you are doing a real sugar detox, which for a while can be okay. Fruit. Then afterwards, enough fibers. Now, if you have enough fresh fruit and vegetables, you could possibly already have your amount of fibers that you need in a day. If not, there's always the oatmeal, which has lots of fibers. Then the brown rice, brown pasta, all the brown versions of the carbs, they could also be useful. But I really like oatmeal to up my fibers next to the vegetables and the fruit. Limit your sugar intake. Now, I think everybody can limit their sugar intake. I'm not saying that everybody should go completely sugar-free, which is also not so easy because there's sugar in almost everything. But almost everybody can limit a little bit. So the real white sugar, the processed sugar, that's really a no-no. So what am I saying here? Cookies, cakes, pure sugar, soft drinks, this is really not so good. But there's sugar in lots of things, also in healthy things. Also in vegetables, there's sugar. Also in fruit, there's sugar, as I said already. Also in dairy, lactose, sugar. Everything with those is sugar. So we definitely can limit it. Does it mean you can't have anything? As I said, no. But I do, for myself, see a clear link with sugar and stress. Meaning, in stressful periods, I crave sugar more. If I have more sugar, a couple of hours later, I'm going to crave sugar again. So the more sugar you eat, the more you're going to crave it. That's something that I've observed for myself. Also, when I haven't slept well for a couple of days, well, nights, in the morning, I crave sugar. When you have more cortisol in your body, the stress hormone, you're going to crave sugar. The more sugar you eat, the more you're going to crave it. And it's not healthy. Your buffer gets weaker and it's not so good for stress. So for myself, whenever I notice I'm having more sugar for a short period of time, I usually insert a sugar detox, even for a couple of days, sometimes a week, a couple of weeks, to make sure that I lose the cravings again and I can have the normal amounts of sugar. This is the sugar. Anything else I have to say for sugar? So if, on the other hand, you are very stressed and or you even have burnout, maybe really being a bit stricter with the sugar could be useful. Okay, that's the sugar. Fats. The fats also can be a bit, the theories can be a bit contradictory. So at some point, fats were a no-no. And so all products were light. And what did they do? They put more sugar in the products, where sugar, according to me, is the big no-no. So people were eating more and more light products and they were getting fatter anyway. Now there's good fats and bad fats. Again, I'm not going to really start the whole controversy, but as far as I'm concerned, I believe you need fats because, first of all, they're going to drop your hunger, your cravings. They are healthy and I think you need them, you know. So I have oil on my salads. I prepare certain things with some oil. I use coconut fat for some baking, and occasionally I use some real butter because I believe, this is me, that a scrambled egg is best in some real butter. Anyway, that's me. Avocados. For a long time, people said, oh no, do you know how many calories they have? All this fat. I believe this is a good fat. And you will notice if you eat it, you're not gonna be hungry for a while after. You're really full. Your body has gotten what it needed. So for me, fats are okay. Now, what is not so good, of course, all the processed fats that you have also in the cookies, in the crisps, in the fatty meat and everything. That's completely different. Then we come to limit salt. Now, can't you have any salt? Of course you can have salt, but I have some Himalaya salt, for instance, on my salads when I cook. But I'm more talking about all the salt that is added again to the processed foods. If you look at where they put salt, you have much more than what you daily need. Drink plenty of water. Water is extremely important, and I have to say, for me, this is not always easy either. I really have to plan it. I really have to have a bottle next to me, or I have to make sure that I think about it. 2 liters of water every day is going to be very good. In summer, I'm going to put something extra in it. I might put some fruit in it. I might put some mint in it. I might put some cucumber in it. All of these things can help, some lemon, some lime. In winter, I don't fancy that much. I prefer to have like warm water, maybe with a slice of lemon or some ginger. And that makes it easier to drink, or easier, not so boring to drink if you don't like water. But on the other hand, I mean, I don't really mind water. I just have to think about drinking it. It has to be there. I have to see it. Then, not too much coffee. People like coffee a lot. But coffee has the same thing. So you drink coffee, adrenaline spikes, you're really ready to go, but afterwards it drops again, and what you need, another coffee to bring it up again. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any coffee at all, although maybe for some people this might be recommended, but I would say not more than 3 a day. And then you do as you please. Not too much alcohol. None at all. I'm not saying that. But I mean, if you don't drink, don't start to drink because you've read somewhere that 1 glass of wine a day is good. It's not bad, but if you don't drink and you start drinking for it to be a health benefit, I think you're better off not drinking. Also, don't drink too late at night because it could have an influence on the quality of your sleep and you might not recuperate as well as you should. And we all know that sleeping well or recuperation is very important, especially after having made an effort. So effort, recuperation. That was the alcohol. Portion control is my last one. What is the size of your stomach? It's a fist. If you look at the mountains of food on certain plates, especially when you look at buffets or whatever, you wonder how can your body cope? And I'm definitely not saying you should have mini portions, because if you starve yourself, probably you're going to be hungry very quickly. You're going to eat again. You might not always then go for the healthy options. You might go for unhealthy snacks. So definitely do eat while you're hungry, but do not confuse I'm hungry or I'm still eating because I love eating, or I'm not listening to my body that says already that you're full. A problem can be that you're eating too quickly. And when you eat too quickly, your stomach cannot signal in time to your brain that it's full. And that's why you keep on eating. And afterwards you feel like too full. So if you feel too full after a meal, you've eaten too much. That's clear. So eating more slowly can help to listen to your body better and stop when your body has enough. So these are my main tips. So enough fruit and vegetables, enough fibers, not too much sugar, not too much salt, the good fats, drink enough water, not too much alcohol, not too much coffee, and portion control. Now, how can you incorporate this into your life? Well, sometimes it takes a bit of preparation. So don't say, I can't find the time for this. I think everybody can find the time for this. You always have a choice, remember. But it might take some careful planning. So I like to do some batch cooking during the weekend. I might prepare some granola. I might make some fresh soup. I might cook some other things in bigger portions. So during the week, I just have to take smaller portions and then heat them. It's also about doing good shopping. So you think beforehand, these are combinations that I eat, or this is what I'm going to eat this week. And then you buy these things so that when you're going to prepare it, they're there in your fridge. Also, if you know that during the day you have certain cravings, and you know that at work there's only the unhealthy snacks in the machine, it's up to you to take something with you, like some nuts or some fruit or anything else that's a healthier version, and that's going to help you get through that craving without having to go for sugar or chocolate. Again, I don't have anything against chocolate, but in moderation, and the dark version, because then it's healthy. I think these are my tips to help you. For the rest of the week, I'm going to post a lot of recipes on social media. They're going to be on this page. They're going to be on Instagram. They're going to be on Twitter. Now, if you want to make sure to see these recipes, make sure to like and follow this page, because the way Facebook works, if you're not following, there's a high risk you're not seeing the posts that I'm putting in this group. And this week, that would really be a shame. These recipes are not going to be made or created by me, definitely not. They're going to be from different people, but I will have tried them out beforehand. They will usually be part of my normal diet, and they could inspire you to find some healthy options or alternatives for other things. So this is also the 1 week where maybe the recipes are going to vary on the Dutch page, La Coma Training, and on this page, because it depends which ones I have in which language. I'm not going to write them down all by myself. I'm just going to do some sharing of things that I have. So this was my input for resilience and food. Good luck. Have a nice day and weekend, and see you next week. Bye-bye. If there's any questions, post below and I'll get back to you. Bye-bye.